Oh my. What do we have here? I think I might take you home with me. I'll just... And there we are. Oh. Suppose I'm going to need to fetch some tools. I need a little light. I need a little brush. I need some tweezers, I think. I need to do something about that. I need to swap my hands over. I'll go forward. I need to lower you a little bit on this stand so I can get rid of all of this. And I'll be very careful. Now I can do that, but maybe I can just take these. Yeah. Just dust that all away. Dust that all away. That's one of my hairs. Landed on it. I think I need something fluffier, something softer. I don't want to use anything too abrasive in that. I just It's on the opposite side. Not too excited, and I forgot myself. Our floofy brush. Very, very lightly, just over the surface. Just over the surface. There were so many hairs on my jacket. Let's see if I can see inside of there. But I don't think I quite can. Not yet. There's a little where I can just get that. That's what I need. This little wooden stick. Just maybe. And that goes all the way back. There's that one. That is interesting. The one towards a little combination and unlock something. Perhaps there's a little passcode that's a riddle or something. That does look like there is a small marking just about there. That may indicate something, perhaps some use. It does not appear to be a marking on the opposite side of the bed. No. No, it's just there. So perhaps something there, but that appears to be structural. Perhaps in the way that it was all constructed. Is there? I could take a little print of that to preserve it. Is there any similar markings throughout? There's a little release button or something, maybe it. Like something activate. Maybe this extends. A little figure pops out and a small piece of music plays. But here, so approximately perhaps a 2.5 gap. That was a difference. Smaller, sharper sound, much bigger and taller sound. It has a corresponding marking there. Let me put my sticks down. So if I take apply a small amount of pressure to these 2 points, does anything change? Does anything click or release? Does anything seem like it wants to open or play a small tune? That appears to be our approximate distance. Does it correspond? It does. It is a perfect fit for the front, but what does it mean? What does that mean? With that? So what if this is a sunrise, sunset style puzzle? Perhaps the time of day, movement of east to west light. Perhaps this is to transfer it a small candle flame, maybe. Perhaps I shouldn't have extinguished that one. Should have kept it. That's it. Perhaps this is the incorrect tool. A horizon of flame. I do recall reading of that one. The horizon of flame. It would be quite the coincidence if that is what we had here today, but doesn't seem to be change occurring from the flame. Two markings, but it is possible that that marking was there but then removed. That is all very possible. This is my procrastination pose. They often do work in threes, might expose it. Sort of hoping that just holding a candle here and then it'll just and then play that magical little tune. And then I get to write the book. I get to be the one that found the flame on the horizon. One can dream, I suppose. I need to preserve those markings. That is important. Wet. Smear. What if it needs to be more sun-like? What if we emulate, I don't know how to get this emulation with the flame? I don't. And we want to scoop it. I mean, for the flame on the horizon too, that would be a sunrise, sunset, motion. Sunrise. What if we brought our midday sun between those 2 points? If I brought it neatest. Doesn't seem to activate or change anything. That should be sufficient. Just hope you look at that little marking there to preserve it. I was so hopeful it would open. Or that could just be a red herring. I might be chasing the wrong thing. A mark? No. Just there. 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 It's almost like a little clock face. So what time would that be? Oh, midday. 1, 6, 1, 6, 7, 11. 7-Eleven. I wonder if I've ever heard that combination before. One, 6, 7, 11. I need to write that down. I will forget it otherwise. What was it? 1, 6. I don't want to. Yes. I do not have a breast pocket on here, but that's what I did. I must have put on the wrong jacket this morning. It happens with my little light. I want my little light, and I want my little brush. This is a little brush. So if we very carefully go around our one marking, what is that? 3. Be proceed. I don't want to jump to assumptions. I'm not seeing anything appearing between hour 3 and hour 6. So there's 6 and then 7 are connected. The 6 and 7 is connected. They could be independent numbers. They could be, might not be a clock face at all. So if there doesn't seem to be anything that appears for the would be 9, and then there's that. To be honest, it looks more like a 10 and an 11. So we have the 1, 3, 6, 10, but there may be a 7. Because what if this is pattern? If it is a pattern, if there was a marking there, the probability of a clock face would be strong, but we did not have any indication of the sunrise or sunset. It being a clock face isn't really defined. Maybe if I draw it out, it'll make sense to me. So let's not. But then there was the potential for the 7, so let's do one with the 7 in play. Joining the lines, the dots, but then which one would actually be the one that goes to which one? The way that those markings back there, they fit it perfectly for that circumference, so they're not an indicator unless these could be pushed pressure points. The fact that the 6 and 7 is wider, could that have been a thumb? Let me outline with my hand. The one at the top, the one at the side with the ring finger, those two, that point of contact, and then the thumb, which is the wider one, something that looks this. I need to replicate this with my, so it would be the finger at the top, that finger at the side, that finger on that side, 6, 7 at the bottom, possibly. possibly over a little bit more. Turn. No movement, but it could have ceased. It's very possible that it ceased up. It's a shame. Do I have some clues? And some leads, so perhaps this will all make sense at some point. So the markings, the correlated space could be a coincidence. It being a clock face could well be a coincidence. And could the placement for a tool that would do that. The sound variant that we had back there as well, possibly a pressure point again, perhaps a little tool that could be a keyed system. Doesn't seem to have a reactor or sensor on the front. That doesn't seem to make something happen. Unless it's just age, perhaps become defective. Perhaps the only way to see would be to dissect. Just sort of look for those little correlations. To the final little experiment. Cut it to length forward, cut it to length. Do we place? It's not real. Oh, unless there is. What if that's the anchoring point? What if this was all just a mark of movement? Almost like a little pendulum. course, and that's assuming that the orientation of this is correct. It might be upside down. Perhaps there's just... But that one is further over than that. Closer. That one has more than equal spacing to go that way. The spacing for that would be... not so sure about going the opposite way with it. Well, I have that diagram. I can investigate some more. Perhaps do a little research. Could be a collection of concentric circles. They are quite common, these. Perhaps a bit distant. Very specifically work the center. It seems so clean. There's no remnants of anything. It is fascinating. I suppose it'll have to remain a mystery for just a little while. I need a little dust cover for you. Which one do I have on hand? What do I have on hand? What do I have on hand? I could use this green and very soft. I suppose it's microfiber. Most of my clothes are. Now let's just get this popped up just over here. Sure you're nice and safe there. I can just peel off that little bit of preservation. Nice and safe on there. Perfect. A little bit for a window of light. Be careful. Don't want that to become damaged. Time for me to do a little bit of research.